Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey, back again with more knitting. Yeah, I'm crazy, right? So, updates. Let's talk. My last time I was looking at this, I had to destroy the whole thing. I had so many loose stitch spots that there was just no way around it. It was just coming looser and looser. I'd leave it for a couple days, come back and look at it, and these spots were so darn loose. So far, going down to a 3.5 or a 3.5 from a 3.75 has made a big difference. So I have two 3.5 millimeters. I am also using one of my fancier rings. This one's great, perfect for knitting. So let's get going. So, like I was saying, this is actually starting to work out. We are on the knit side, so we're going to hang out and do a little tiny bit of knitting. And first thing first, threading this is a real pain in the whatchamacallit, the behind. Not my favorite thing to do, but it is making knitting a lot easier. That is for sure. Okay, I think I've got it. Now we got a little bit of a cross. So what I'm doing differently now is I am definitely making sure that I'm pulling after each stitch all the way through. We're down to now at 120 stitches, which is giving us about 24 inches. So it'll be slightly big, which is not a big deal. And I have spoken to him. If this last stitch does not work, then I'm switching to crochet. I will crochet him a nice sweater, and that is it for sweater season. He's okay with that. He would prefer knit, but if it's not working with this yarn, then that is it. That's all. Because the striping and the coloring is so nice, and I do really like the way that's going together. So we're just going through it. And as you can see, this is why I wanted to knit it. I really like the way this is coming out. I don't think it's going to come out as nicely if I were to crochet, because crochet doesn't have quite the same effect all the time. And we all know it. It's not a bad thing. I made the pink and white sweaters for my girls out of this in pink and white, and they turned out just adorable. Lovely. But this is where I don't think it's going to be quite what he had in mind for a sweater. He doesn't really like abstract like that. He likes a little more order to his clothing. So yeah, it's a little tricky with having to pull this, especially when you're on the purl side, because if you see this purl peeking over, it's going to be a problem. And that's how I'm determining whether or not I'm pulling them tight enough. Can I see that little lump over the back of these stitches back in here? And very likely it's going to be a little too loose, and we can't do that. Well, I can't do that. You can do as you please. I'm not the boss of you. I'm the boss of enough people that I'm not going to boss you around. I'm sorry. If you're looking for that, come to the wrong place. So, my yarn's coming through the ring, which is helping keep it in place instead of trying to wrap it through all my fingers, because I never found that comfortable. Going up and over and around a couple fingers just doesn't feel right to me. That was one thing I did not like about the book I learned to knit from, was how it told me to hold my yarn for proper tension. I did not find that to be very practical or comfortable. And that's my choice, and that's my preference. Other people love it, and they wrap it around their finger a couple times. I've done that, and I did not like the way my finger felt after. I got a little bit of rope burn. I prefer not to do that. I like my hands the way they are. They're good, strong hands. Unless I need to open a jar. Then they're not. Oh, here comes my whole ball. It's coming to get me. Trying to get a little more yarn off of it. So, it's beautiful. It really is. It's a very lovely yarn. And I really want this to work. So the knitting's going extra slow. Really glad I've given myself such a long time to get this done, because I feel like this is going to be a very long project. So occasionally you're going to be seeing some knit. And who knows, I might just get the flow and the feel for how to do this and go a lot quicker. I find it's not so bad when I watch TV. I find it's very, very easy to do while I'm watching TV. I'm just super used to knitting because I've done it a lot longer in some ways than I have with crochet. And don't get me wrong, I love crochet. Love it. But as we all know, I make quite a few mistakes with both. But that just means I get to manhandle the yarn longer. So maybe that's why I make so many little mistakes and stuff. I get to play with the project and yarn longer. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. You can draw whatever conclusion you would like, and that is totally okay too. But that's how I'm going to justify it to myself today. And it's just beautiful, beautiful. This yarn feels nice. My middle daughter's quite in love with it. She keeps rubbing her face all over it whenever she sees it. She loves her sweater. I knew she'd like this from when she was like a baby when I first noticed this yarn. I knew this would be the yarn for her. And I am liking how this cookies and cream, I think it's called. Isn't that what it's called? Let me look here. It is called Made in Turkey. I don't think that's the name of it. Cookies and cream. Cookies and cream. It was about $14.99, I believe, when we bought it here in Canada at Michael's. Definitely worth it. We're going to have to get another one. Make sure I have enough for this whole project, because my son is a young man, not a big little boy. So I don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't think it will be. I think I'll get a bit and a bit out of it. That'll be it. Like the back bit and maybe an arm. I haven't started the ribbing in the black that I'm going to use, but we'll get there when we get there. We're doing really well with this now. So I'm taking it nice and slow and easy. Not pushing my luck. The ring is working out really well. So that is the second time I'll mention that. It really does make a difference with how much tension and how tight the yarn is coming out. Like even loosening it like that is still not going on the needles loosely. It's pretty tight in a good way, because you don't want it to be like crazy tight, but you also want it to be comfortable so you can still get your needles in and make these beautiful stitches here. Now this colorway is gorgeous. I really like it. And now we're on the tricky side, the purl side. Tricky for me. Might not be for you. Might not look that tricky, but I find it to be a little more. Always had struggled with my purls. And yes, I can do them. I can do them just fine. It just takes me a little more effort. And going through around. Alright, so we're gonna have to pull that tight. See, nice and tight. Grab a little more yarn and just pull my hand right and around. We pull it. We go around and we go like that and we pull. So I just got to keep remembering to make sure that I pull it before I go to the next step. Next stitch. I'm going to pull that. Just going to relax my hands a little bit more so this isn't so tense. I feel tense. Do you feel tense? I hope not. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope it's a lovely, lovely time and that it's not too hot and that you're safe and healthy, with good food, roof over your head, pretty yarn to play with. All the good stuff. All of the good stuff. I'm just going to push this up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Go with that. And we're just going to keep on flying through. And by flying, I mean walking super, super slow. Watching every step. Because, my goodness, I don't want to have to restart this one over again. I would like to make some movement. I would like to knit a sweater. I've never knitted a sweater before. And I would like to do that because I want to. And because I was requested to. So that makes me want to do it even more. It's a little fuzzy, but okay. I'm not going to pull on that thread. Literally. Got a little fuzzball down there. I think it's attached. I'm not going to do anything with that because I do not want to have a problem. We don't want any problems here. We want this knitting to go nice and smooth, clean, happy. Right on through to the other side. So I'm pulling those tight. Can't let myself get lazy. And I'm notorious for that, where I just would go through and never tighten them. And that has caught up to me before. Hey, some people don't leave in their ends, so don't judge me. Don't judge me. Doing fantastic. And going. Going through it. Making me feel like I don't know how to knit. But I think it was just my lack of tightening up my stitches and the wrong size needle. Even though it said that it's not working out for the pattern the way I wanted it to. So kind of can't let that happen. No, there's no kind of. You just can't do that. I don't want my stitches falling apart like right away, right off the bat, getting them to be loose in spots. I've seen that kind of knitting before, and it's quite noticeable to me. I don't know about anybody else, but to me, I find it quite noticeable. Probably because I'm kind of borderline perfectionist with these kind of things. And that's okay. It's okay. As long as I just aim it at myself, right? Right. So, let's take a little peek here. Still the one. Gosh. Gee gosh. Looking so good. On the back side, it's looking fine. This would be one of the only spots I would figure might be an issue. But it seems to be holding up pretty nicely because the other rows around it are pretty good. So anyways, thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.